Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the new channel, TNC, here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, HR Hotline. Welcome back to the HR Hotline. I can see a number of viewers already. It would be nice if you can post and then post in the comment section where you are now so that we will be able to greet you. Our topic for today is something that you will really appreciate. But before I do my insights and introduction, let me greet a few of my friends who are celebrating their birthdays today. The first one is for our past president, Jimmy Isidro. Happy birthday po. Jimmy is my idol. He actually is with the Mandaluyong local government. But he has been a past president ahead of me in the People Management Association of the Philippines. He's a very authentic person. And he's my idol. Because aside from he's a character, he has that personality, he's a pastor. The other one is our dear friend with PMAP also, Richard Mamuyak. Richard is our training manager of PMAP, and almost every week we converse, and he's funny, he's witty. The other one is Malu Bustos. Happy birthday po, ma'am. Malu Bustos was with PMAP for the longest time. And he is now also a retiree, and I can really see how happy she is with where she is now with the family. She's most loved. And for those who are also celebrating the birthdays today, happy birthday. You know, you have to celebrate. Despite the pandemic, you should be creative to celebrate events. Okay. But also, I will also balance ako eh. I came from Inquirer, so balanced news, fearless views. I would also like to pray for those who are already gone, who passed away. I include him always in our rosary, uh, past President Orly Pena, and my neighbor here. Anyway, try to tell us where you are so that we can greet you. I know that my dear friend Femari Cabantac is watching, and my dear friend also, my best friend, past President Obet Policarpio, is also watching right now. And Ami, my former secretary, she's a Suki. Okay, so we like to know where you are. Now, the topic for today is about looking good, even face to face, and most especially on screen. The pandemic compelled us to work from home, and a lot are still working from home. I even have a webinar for a big um, GOCC, a 4 series webinar on managing working from home, and they love it. I have the second batch, and there will be another batch. They love it. And in one of the modules, I discussed it that you are now using with what you call collaborative virtual tools. This one, StreamYard, Google Meet, WebEx, Teams, Zoom. Now you're now on a screen. Of course, you have to be careful with your background. The background actually tells who you are, where you are, and makes you authentic. But aside from that, your background gives you confidence. Now, aside from that, you're looking at me now. I'm looking at the camera. It is just like an artista, an actor. I remember my mom. For ballet dancers, I remember Lisa. She sent me a, a video this morning of her dancing. If you are on stage, or for those stage actors, just like Bem Agkawili, you have to put on makeup. You even have to look like a kabuki so that your expression can be seen by the farthest person in the hall. So you have to make it emphasize your eyebrows, your eyes. But this time, when you're on screen, sometimes just like the webinar that I did, they broadcasted it. They got at that government agency a big screen, and then they informed me that what I see now, it was actually superimposed. I was on a big screen. So every tweak of your eyes or your lips or your nose can be seen. So that is the topic now. How will you look good? And looking good, it's so easy. You put on makeup. But the eyes, as mentioned, is the windows of the soul. Your eyes will sometimes tell your feelings. So aside from looking good, we have to feel good. I remember Mr. Jun De Leon years ago when we had our picture taken with him. Mahal yun po. Jun De Leon told us, happy thoughts. So when you are being, your picture is taken, you have to recall or put into your mind happy thoughts so that it will reflect. Now, going back to the screen that we're using, sometimes I see Lloyd Luna every night in the big picture. There are times that you can see if he's agitated, if he's sad, or if he's just comfortable. I can see in meetings the truthfulness, the sincerity of people. You can detect if a smile is true. You can detect if the laughter is fake. Much more if it is on screen. Right now, I'm actually just a 1 foot, around 18 inches and a half from the screen. So you can see. Last time, I was already starting, but my dogs here with me now are a little bit noisy. So, my kasambahay, my helper, got in and tried to pacify the dog. He was seen, and I posted it. He was a photo bomber. By the way, let me check you. It is not a photo bomber when it is a bomb. A photo bomber, the spelling is Bummer. Something that it's an unpleasant thing. Anyway, so it was my video bomber. But you know, my dean, who is my friend, Dean Ophelia Vega, put a comment. And the comment was, even though there was a photo bomber, we were so, what do you call this, tranquil, and you were not phased. So I answered back, I know that my dogs were making noises, and I know that the helper opened the door to let them stop. But I have to look good. I have to be focused. I got it from my mom. She's a choreographer. Nabubulol ako. And then a ballet dancer. During presentations, you have to be focused. You have to look good, just like in ballet. It is not, the art is not that comfortable, but you have to look pleasant. As HR, as owners, on everybody, we have to be, what do you call that? On production mode, on performance mode when you are in the office. I remember before, there was that policy that you don't even have to show your emotions in the office. I remember that before I used to teach that. You're not supposed to cry in the office. For Caucasians, no, you're not supposed to be emotional in the office. So that brings us to how will you be pleasing? There is a book, 88, and that is actually the book of guest today. Our guest today, our guest today is a Binibining Pilipinas beauty queen, and she joined the Miss Universe contest. And true, she was actually number 11. She has been a model. After that, we were together. That's why she cannot refuse when I invite her. A few years after she won, she started hosting and emceeing. And there were a number of times that we were together. I don't know. I just hope she can still recall. We had chemistry. And after that, she joined the Philippine Society for Training and Development at the time. Because I know at that time, she was already starting to give trainings. And I did invite her to a number of Inquirer events. Not only once, might be more than 10, to launch her book, to share confidence, training on confidence. She's now, she has been a president of the, I will ask her, I forgot it now. Uh, and I became engaged and became active. She's a most sought speaker and trainer on personality development. She's the managing director and then the chief trainer of Personi-fi Studio Inc. Personi-fi Image Studio Inc. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome my dear friend. He's always feeling good and looking good. Abbygale Arenas-DeLeon. Abby, I cannot hear you.
What?
I cannot hear.
Nakamute ako. See,
Yeah, yeah,
that is a
I can hear you now. I can
oh,
hear you now. I can hear you
I'm
now.
back, di ba? So, sino na bago magsalita, naka-unmute pala. So
Abby, you
happy
are.
to see you.
Yes, yes. Abby, you are at home.
I am at home.
Yeah, you are at
Most
home.
of us are.
Okay. So I was telling them that we have chemistry because we were hosts before.
Yes, I did. You know what? I have been in, ano bang industriya to, Jessie? Hindi ko na matandaan ko anong industriya to. Industry of training, beauty, lahat-lahat
Learn,
na. Entertainment,
learning and development.
learning and development. You know, I have been such around for quite a while. You know, then after 20 years or so, you get to meet the best people. And I am very lucky to have met you, Jessie, in that
Me
term.
too, me too, me too. That was around 15 years ago or 20.
That's right.
And I can still remember. Let us just recall before we do our conversation. There was a time that we were together. After around 3 or 4 years that we were together, there was a time that we were in Tagaytay, and then there
Mhm.
was a social, and you were the host, and you joined a a contest in PSTD. Then I can still recall that you, as the former Miss Binibining Pilipinas, and there was the contest. Femery Kabantag was the one who was selected as the muse for that night. And then you were there, so humble and then graceful. And then I remember that. And then from that time, I know you are an authentic and sincere person. Totoong tao. Real person. Yes.
Well, you know what, Jessie, now that you have said that, yesterday I had this interview, parang, what are your beauty tips? And I realized, wala naman akong beauty tip. I think you just said the word, it's being authentic. You know, when you are
Yes.
trying not to be anyone else, I think that's the real beauty of being authentic. Saying for reminding me about that.
Yes, yes. So let me ask you the first question. How will you really look good
Go ahead.
on screen? On screen, how will really one will look good on screen? This time that we are using this Zoom, this Team, this Google Meet, how will you look good on screen? That question is not even look beautiful, huh? Look good. How will you look good? Just
Totoo.
like you are
Now,
now, you're looking good.
Thank you. Now, when we talk about looking good, there are certain aspects. Just now, I have written down in front of me, there are 3 aspects when you talk about how to look good on screen. Kasi you are now limited with this very small screen. Hindi katulad dati, Jessie, we have the entire plenary, we have the entire training center that we can control, that everything can actually look good. So you yourself can look good, the event place can look good. So now, dito sa screen na to, we happen to have 3 aspects when it comes to looking good. The aspect 1 is about technicalities. You cannot look good without the proper technicalities. Number 2, the physical, of course, the physical appearance, no? So, kasama yon. And then, the emotional state. So, yun yung tatlong aspeto. So, technical, physical, emotional. Now, Jessie, let me know if you have time to talk about those 3 aspects today.
Yes, of course.
All
So
right.
that we will get
Now,
some learnings from
before I
this.
even okay, before we even talk about it, first and foremost, let's talk about the importance of personal and professional life integration. Alam mo, Jessie, dati, whenever we talk about professionalism, I kept saying, ihiwalay mo yung personal, ihiwalay mo yung professional. That used to be easy. Kasi hiwalay talaga yung bahay at saka yung trabaho, di ba? Pero ngayon, ang challenge is yung trabaho o yung bahay, yung personal na buhay is practically 4 steps away behind that door. So imagine the difficulty. At any time, habang kausap kita at maraming nanonood, pwedeng may kumatok na bata at sirain yung aking speech ngayon or yung talk ngayon, di ba? So all these things can happen. So ngayon, it's no longer a diba? It's not like, kanina yung kinukwento mo, yung aso mo ang nangiistorbo sa'yo. That can actually happen. So, tama din yung ginawa mo, Jessie. It's all about composure. Anything can happen now, pero you have to maintain your poise. Now, as we know, nakakasira kagad ng credibility yung porque nagulat, nagmura, nagalit, tapos ayan, mamaya naka-viral ka na, di ba? Kasi lumabas yung negative emotions mo na totoo naman din nangyayari. So, wala naman magagawa doon kung hindi to calm yourself and be poised and accept the reality that anything can happen, lalo na sa live. Di ba, Jessie, pag nag-webinars tayo, may biglang ingay, biglang yung kapitbahay, nag-drill. You know, yung mga ganyan hindi natin iwasan. So, marami tayong tatanggapin na posibleng mangyari. So, whatever that happens, maintain one's composure. Now, let me talk about the first one, the technicalities. Kahapon, may kaibigan ako who talked about, I'll try to see, A, B, and C. A is for angle. Yung angle daw ng camera. Totoo, Jessie, ang daming tao na kapag namali ang angulo, hindi na flattering kagad. Kasi ilong kagad na nakikita. So, you have the right angle to look good on screen, di ba? Tapos, yung B, yung backlight. Avoid the backlight. So, dapat may tamang ilaw ka. So, minsan, based on technicalities yung simpleng ilaw na ganito, pag hinarap mo pala ng ganito, ang pangit tignan. So, dapat pala, pinapa-bounce yung ilaw sa wall. So, para mas nagiging even yung lighting sa face. Kasi
let me cut you. That is what I am doing now. I have 2 lights, pareho tong mga TikTok ring light. They are not facing me, they are facing the wall. Oh my God!
That is correct. Kasi pag pinaharap mo yan sa'yo, ganito itsura mo, ang talim ng ilaw. Pero pag pina-face mo sa wall, nagbabounce yung light, mas soft yung ilaw sa'yo. Diba? That's how it works. So, I guess,
sana nakikinig sa... I just hope that TNC hosts are listening and all those friends of ours that are doing webinars.
And you know what? Yesterday, I was talking to some teachers and basically, yun ang mga nagiging problema. Because as a teacher, it's your responsibility to look good on screen. So it's not enough that you have the right message, pero you have to give your audience something good to look at. So imagine kung mali yung angulo, mali yung ilaw, di ba? Tapos yung connection. So yung connection naman, that's another technicality. Ang hirap tumingin dun sa mismong camera, pero dapat dun tayo nakatingin. nakatingin para yung connection mo sa audience nandoon. Kasi minsan, yung di ba, memorize, as nagsasalita, nakatingin ka sa kung saan, disconnected ka kagad. So you need to make sure that you create that connection by looking at the camera or at least malapit man lang sa camera. Kasi the moment na nagtingin ka na ng cellphone mo, nagtingin ka na ng ganyan, nadi-disconnect ka na kagad. So in terms of technical aspect, kailangan prepare din tayo doon. Okay? Now, let me talk on to the next one. So emotional muna tayo. Emotional.
Let me cut you first. I know Lloyd is listening. Lloyd is actually very strict on that, on the camera at the eye level, and then napapagalitan ako ni Lloyd when I try to read down nakatungo para daw ako nagro-rosaryo. So very strict yan kasi we have yung what we call sa POPs yung webinar.
And you know what?
Sa yung certified webinar speaker kasama yon. Yung para bang you are not a certified webinar speaker kung ang iyong camera ay under your nose, ang laki ng iyong butas ng nose.
Di ba? Ang simple lang naman nun eh. Ang gagawin mo lang, itataas mo lang naman yung laptop mo o yung iPad mo ng mga libro lang. Well, ako, meron akong ginagamit na parang parang dinner tray, parang TV tray, parang TV tray siya. So, iaangat mo lang hanggang sa maka-level nung mata yung camera. So, that gives you a better angle, di ba? So, pumapayat yung mukha, lumalabas yung jawline, yun. Okay, now, pag-usapan natin yung emotional state. Ayan.
Yeah.
So, may one tip ako dyan. Whatever you do, it requires 100% presence. Kasi pag yun ang nasa isip mo, hindi mo kailangan mag-isip ng ibang bagay pag may ginagawa kang isa. Ang problema kasi natin, Jessie, mga kabataan ngayon, akala mas maraming nagagawa pag nagmo-multitasking. Sa totoo lang, pag nagmo-multitasking, mas walang nagagawa. Pero siguro maraming nagagawa, pero hindi quality ang napoproduce. It's best to have a few minutes, or should I say half an hour, wala akong gagawin kung hindi program. Pero walang telepono, walang social media, walang kahit ano. Focus ka lang dun sa program. And guess what? Mas marami talagang nagagawa pag focus. So, firm believer ako na multitasking does not work. You can multitask if it's all about eating, entertainment, and kung yung mga magagaan. Pero if you want your best produce, if you want yourself to be very productive, I would suggest one task at a time. So even kapag may kausap ka sa screen at meron kang kakausaping ibang tao or may gagawing ibang bagay, nawawala na kagad yung 100% presence natin. So what people deserve, kasi minsan nga, ang dali kasing hindi pansinin masyado kasi ang liit di ba? Pero the requirement is, if you want to be in the right emotional state when it comes to looking good, it will require 100% presence talaga. Di ba, Jessie? Agree ka dyan, di ba?
Yes, agree. That is your focused. And then what is the third one? Technical, emotional,
focus
and yes. You were mentioning a third one.
And lastly, physical. Eto na, physical. Eto na ha. Dressing up, okay, is not about other people. Akala kasi ng iba, ay, kailangan ko mag-bis, kailangan ko mag-makeup para ma-impress ang ibang tao. That's not true for me, Jessie. Kasi minsan, kahit nasa bahay lang ako, nagkikilay ako. Diba? And it's not for anyone to see. Minsan, ako lang nasa kwarto, pero, I try my best. Naka-lip gloss man lang. Yung pajama, sa kwarto lang yan. May pambahay, iba na sa labas. Diba? Kahit a few steps away lang. But the truth is, I dress up for myself. You know why? Because when I dress up, automatically, I feel good.
Good.
And then when I feel good, automatically, I carry myself better, even if I'm not at work. So when I start with that every morning, I look good, and then I feel good. Paglabas ko pa lang ng kwarto to be with my family, mas may ngiti, mas may, hi, good morning, sweetheart. Mas may ganon. Mas merong proper projection, mas nararamdaman mo. Yung confidence na sinasabi natin, nandun yun. Tapos, when I'm carrying myself better and with composure and with poise, then people will somehow respond to me on a more positive level. It doesn't matter kung yung guardia kausap ko or kliyente kausap ko, pero it has been a gift because people would normally respond to me positively. I always make sure that I surround myself with positive people. And I think I initiate it. In the beginning, hindi ako conscious eh. Pero, sasabihin ko ng iba sa akin, pero Abby, you cannot control on how people would react to you. I'm gonna have to beg to disagree because in the first place, nag-react lang sila sa'yo. That's the term. They are only reacting to what you give them. So imagine, kung sisimangutan mo sila, huwag kang mag-i-expect ng ngiti galing sa kanila. Nakukuha mo ba ako, Jessie? So ulitin ko.
Yes.
I look good because I want to feel good. And then when I feel good, that's how I become more, yung caring of oneself, yun eh. And then when I carry myself well, with poise, with composure, diba? Tapos yung reaction, it's more credibility. Yung reaction sa akin ng ibang tao, mas positive. And I have been doing that for the longest time, looking good, feeling good, projecting well, and then getting positive responses. And it has been working for me. So far, I have been surrounded only with positive people. You know, parang wala akong panahon sa mga nuga.
We'll discuss that positive emotions after our first break. But let me tell you this. I can recall when we were growing up in Bicol, my mom and my lola would insist that when we eat on lunchtime and on dinners, we have to be dressed. Now I can recall you're telling me that now. Because there is a difference wherein from your bed or from whatever you do, then you come to the dining table, that parang from the garden you come to dinner. I remember when we were growing up, we were disciplined to dress up to eat. And then now I can remember. Yes. And I also can remember my aunties before in Camali Albay, Ninivet, a lot of my aunties, yung nagpupulbos, they will not go out even if they are family. So we drop by and just to say hello, and just to say we pass by the municipio, and then we park, and then we just to say hello and kiss. They will not go out of the house or the rooms if they are not well made up, nakapulbo, and then they greet, and then we just kiss, and then we go. So that's it. That is what. Nawala na yun, Abby. Nawala na yun. Nawala na yun. Alam mo ngayon, when the Food Panda, when the Lazada knocks at you, you go out in your worst. So, nakasimangot yung delivery man sa'yo.
Di ba? Yun eh. Effect lang talaga yun. Di ba? Ay, nako.
Yung sinabing, hindi man lang nanuklay.
Oo. Kailangan mo manuklay ka. I mean, it's basically for myself, pero I'd like my husband to see me as well na hindi mukhang lost siya. I think
I would like, sige, bago mag-break sabihin ko tuloy, you know, this is some of the reasons why may nag-separate kasi you are not anymore minding yourself. Nakikita ka ng husband mo, just go, with all the curlers, with all the... Anyway, sabi ko na may chemistry tayo when it comes to conversation. Marvin, let's have the first break, and then we have to continue our conversation with Miss Universe Abbygale. Let's have the first break.
All right.
For those who are watching, try to post in the comment section where you are so that we can greet you. Farah Ramos is actually watching us and she's so glad that this is seeing Abby. And then, of course, Atasha Marie Basco, Eileen Domingo, and Obet Policarpio. And then, of course, Femerica Bentak texted me and she was so happy about that story that I did, wherein she was the winner of a contest, and then the real Binibining Pilipinas was actually the runner up. So let me read to you other shows of TNC. Can we have the yes? The Big Picture shares inspiring stories of notable personalities Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. HR Hotline introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources. And then let me see. Um, Allow me to read what is in my in my phone. Um, The fourth project is about business and success stories live from Dubai. Then Usapang Beauty is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see. Thursdays and Saturdays. Discover your purpose and learn from others in the turnaround stories by tuning into You Turn, the home buyers, where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning a property. Laugh and learn with the puppet stories. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar. Your law is for all of us to understand the law, and it is fun and cool too. The leaders in one platform, the TNC, the talk. Then we have the after shift. It's chilling about your life after working hours. Then you have the home buyer, is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning the property. Then you have discover your talent and learn how you can share it with win within. Then dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids and watch Danny, Danny R. Then we have, of course, the that one of the one day. It's a nice uh, show at the TNC. So, pardon, I was reading my script, and one thing that I can just tell you, this is the new normal. You have to tune in and be with the alternative way of to be informed, to be entertained, which is live streaming. I'm so glad and I'm so thankful with Lloyd Luna and Apple Manansala that they invited me to do this live streaming. I am a retiree and I'm already 64, but I'm enjoying. This is better than the radio before. It used to be, I did radio program when I was with Inquirer. I was doing a live job fair. I haven't even done that here because I still am very, very much uh, enjoying the insights from friends of mine. Later on, when we have when we are actually in the new normal and then jobs are coming in, I will do job fair in this show. Okay, so let's have my dear friend uh, Abbygale Arenas-DeLeon back. Yes, Abby.
Yes.
Okay, so
Hi,
those are
Farah. Hi, Farah. I remember you. Bata pa siya noon. Pero I remember you, Farah. And Jessie, I'd like to say thank you to Obet Policarpio. Obet, you have no idea those kind words that you have said to me. It really made my day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Obet. There you go. Thanks, Jessie.
yes. Okay, so you gave us the three: technical,
Yes,
emotional, and physical. So
physical.
you before we ended, you mentioned about to feel good, you have to have some emotional stability. Can you share your thoughts on that?
That is so true, Kailangan yung happiness, at this point, I'm gonna have to borrow my husband's words. At this time of pandemic, we find our own happiness. Do whatever that will make you happy. Pero you know what, Jessie? Hindi pala siya mahirap. Sobrang dali pala. Let's say, for example, to be in a very good, positive, emotional state, maligo ka. Kala mo, simple ha? Ligo. Okay. Pag maliligo ka, maglinis ka ng katawan, and ligo ka na. That's not it. If you want to find bliss, if you want to find happiness, yung pagligo mo, planuhin mo, ilagay mo dyan yung paboritong sabon, magsindi ka ng kandila, kahit anong kandila pa yan, maglagay ka ng music, you try to enjoy everything that you will do. Ito siguro yung time in our lives wherein you do not let the days go by, but we need to appreciate everything that we will do. So, pag naligo ka
Let me
ng
catch you,
music,
Abby. Let me catch you, Abby. Sabi mo paligo. Sabi mo paligo. Alam mo, when I pray, kung ako naliligo, kasi I have what do you call this, a heater. And I'm thinking of those houses na walang heater. At siyempre, ang ginaw-ginaw maligo sometimes, di ba? That is, every time that I am nagsa-shower with the heater, ito parati, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this. So, we are right. Good. Very good.
Totoo. And to look good, before you can look good, we have to look good for everything. We have to find good in everything. So, why don't we just say, thank you, may lunch tayo. Thank you, may tubig tayo. Thank you, may sabon pa tayo. Thank you, gumising ka pa today. Pag ganun yung thinking mo every single day, you try to find the good in everything, it's just inevitable that you will possess the positivity, the requirement every day. Sasabihin ng iba, ang daming tao nagreklamo, parang quarantine pa rin. Pero you can be happy here. As long as I have my family, I have my life, I have a house I have a roof, that is where we find blessings, counting the blessings no matter how small they are. Meron at meron. Kasi we choose where we want to look. Diba? So, yun. So, I guess, if you really want to look good, wherein it is authentic, you just have to find good in everything.
Joy. You have to look for that. There should be joy. There should be motivated happiness within yourself. You have to find it. And then you will look good because you are joyful. You are joyful. Diba?
Totoo. Tapos meron pa meron pa akong isang naisip lang. Jessie, di ba balik tayo sa HR. Ito na, okay, di masaya ka na, lahat. Sa HR, balik tayo sa HR. Sa HR kasi, minsan, meron tayong tinatawag na half-half look. Half corporate, half pambahay. Tama ba? Okay.
Yes.
Now, well, lahat tayo naging guilty niyan. But I'm telling you, minsan, it's the mindset. I don't know if you're gonna agree with me, pero if I have a meeting or if I have a webinar, I would rather dress up whole. Ang sapatos, okay lang, kasi sobrang hindi makikita. Kasi naka-condo kami, so pagka nalagay ko yung sapatos ko dyan, madudumihan yung bahay. Pero, I try to dress up, pati either pantalon or skirt. You know why? Because ayoko yung pakiramdam na habang nagsasalita ako na meron akong tinatago, baka makita nila, then it doesn't show the authenticity when that happens. So whenever my best advice to HR, to people who are actually speaking in public, try not to conceal anything. Alam mo yung kahit tumalikod ka, kahit anong gawin mo, alam mo yung wala silang makikita, wala kang itinatago. Pero kasi minsan, naka-formal ka, tapos naka-shorts ka sa baba, or naka-sobrang lumang hindi presentable, then minsan yung feeling na meron kang hinahide, meron kang tinatago, baka mamaya lumabas. So, it's just an advice. Take it or not. Basta sa akin, you dress up for yourself para mas authentic yung pakiramdam. Agree ka ba doon, Jessie?
Yes, agree. Okay. At this point, you have a book, yung 88. Can you share us
I
some?
do. I have it right here. Ayan,
Yeah.
it's called 88 things. Ayan, yun. 88 things every professional should know or else. Now, if you want to get the book, I think sold out na siya sa National Bookstore, or hindi ko alam kung meron sa Shopee. Pero if you want it, you can just send me a PM. My name is Abbygale Arenas on FB. And then I also have, Jessie, I also give tips sa YouTube. I have a YouTube. It's called Abbygale Arenas Official. So please check that out. And I do have a lot to talk about there. Ang daming sharing din doon.
Okay. We still have time. Can you give us at least 8 from the 88? Dun sa topic natin na looking good, feeling good, looking good. Sige, hanap ka lang dyan. Kahit number 72, number 8, number 24.
Okay, so number 8, it talks about hand gestures. You know,
Yes.
pagka pala nagsasalita, mas maganda na ang hand gestures laging pabuka. So, hindi pala pag gano'n, pag ganyan, pag ganyan. So, laging open hand gestures.
Uy, may cool pa. May kasalanan ako niyan.
Diba? So, yung hand gestures kailangan laging positive. And definitely, we can use our hands to talk as. So, that's my number 8 hand gesture. Subukan naman natin.
Okay, one more.
Ano gusto mo number?
Ayan. Sige, anong kahit anong number? Sige.
Anong number?
32, 36.
Wala. Ulit, Leslie?
It's 32 or 36 or mga sa 20s. Sige, any number.
36. 36 ka mo?
Yes.
36 talks about when you are with colleagues. Ayan, nakaka-unprofessionalize pala ang tumawag sa mga kasama sa trabaho ng be, girl, buha, ganyan. So, it talks about how to address people in your workplace accordingly, di ba?
Yun, no? May naalala ko niyan, yung nagsasabing mother, yung mga ganun, ate, kapatid.
So, if we are talking about professionalism, marami tayong mga common mistake, pero I have compiled all the 88 things that every professional should know. Tapos ang title, or else. May or else talaga yung title kasi baka mamaya, it can easily result to unprofessionalism.
Sige, two more. Can you give us siguro number 48 or number 50?
Number 48. 48 talks about basic course meal. Ayan, meron akong picture dito. 70. Kaya maganda yung libro kasi para siyang comics. So, tuturuan tayo. Meron siyang napakadaling sundan na
importante
pang-dining
yan.
Yan. Oo naman. Diba?
Makikita yung breathing. Makikita ang breathing. Alam mo, I've seen this. Mayroong mga nagpapakita ngayon ng mga pictures. Wala ito. Yung glass, di ba may float? May float yung wine glass. Alaba, yung hawak dito talaga, Abby. Hindi sa float dito. So makikita yung breathing eh. Nag-inom nga ng wine, mali naman yung hawak doon sa glass.
Diba? Nakakalungkot. Doon tuloy, napapaghalata ang hindi sanay.
Okay. Can we have somewhere near, pababa tayo, mga number 21. Mga number 21. Last.
21 talks about controlling your attitude. Kasi ang attitude natin, it's the only thing that we can control. So you better make sure that you do it good. Diba? Parang, yun ang, parang meron akong picture ng iceberg dun sa page na yon. Yung iceberg, kasi yung nakikita sa tip, yun yung maliit, yun yung nakikita ng mga tao. Pero if we have the right attitude na malaking iceberg sa baba, then yun ang hindi nakakasink sa atin. So, if we have the right attitude, hindi tayo mapapababa ng kahit na sino man.
Okay. May tanong ako sa iyo. You were able to do that both. And then,
kopya ng libro.
again, diba, a lot of people regard you up to now as a beauty queen. Ano yung saan ka kumuha ng hugot na nag-transform ka, nag-evolve ka into that substantial, a woman of substance, a woman of beauty and substance. Ano yung ginawa kay Abby? Can you tell us a story or something very personal sa'yo na yung transformation of Abby from a model to a beauty queen and now to a woman of substance who can share her thoughts and which are really very relevant to anybody. Sige, sige, tell us. Tayo lang naman dalawa eh.
Hindi ko alam. Paano nga ba? I don't know. Well, first and foremost, I'm 45 years old and wala
I love
akong,
that.
parang
You're so
wala
honest.
wala akong gustong balikan or, lahat ng ginawa ko sa buhay ko, hindi ko pinagsisihan. I mean, it's not perfect, pero alam mo yung guilt-free, parang honest to goodness, wala akong inapi, parang ganon. So, I guess it's the freedom of the heart that makes me say whatever I want to say na tapos fini-filter ko talagang may filter kasi ako eh. Pag nega, ayaw ko. Ang pinapapasok ko lang sa buhay ko, sa puso ko, positive. Yun lang yung sigurong naging secret. Pero may kukwento ako sa iyo. Meron akong kwento, Jessie. When I was like 4 or 5 years old in Pampanga. Kapampangan ako, Jessie.
Yeah, I know.
4 or 5 years old I realized, ito yung time na hinahanap ako ng nanay ko pag nasaan ako sa kalye. Anyway, one time, we were visited, yung aming parang purok, parang ganun yung area namin. So may puroks na ganun. So binisita yung purok namin ng isang beauty queen. So yung mga tao nagkakagulo. Maliit lang ako. So pumasok ako sa paan ng mga tao until nakita ko siya. So nung nasa harapan niya ako, gumanto siya sa akin. Literally ganyan. Ginanyanan ako. Tapos parang, ang ganda-ganda niya. Parang, wow, ang ganda-ganda niya. Gusto kong maging beauty queen. Jessie, I was like 5 years old when I told myself that because she made me happy. She made me smile. From that day on, hindi ko gusto maging beauty queen, pero I want to make people happy even for just a smile. And I think that is a gift. Jessie, ako yung tipong, kahit matagal na to, ako yung tipong beauty queen na hindi mapapagod magpa-picture, magpa-parada, kasi ang nasa isip ko, if I can smile to one child or one person that will actually have my story now, na kinukwento ko yun, hindi ko natandaan kung sino yung pangalan niya eh. Pero one simple smile from a beautiful person can make one person happy. I will do it. I will not tire. I will tirelessly do something like that. So I am just happy whenever may magpapapicture sa akin because I see that as an opportunity to make one person happy.
Okay.
So parang yun. Kaya,
we'll have a second break, but before we do that, we will have a second break. I love that story, Abby, kasi I just had also a webinar on HR supervisory. And then, can we have Abby para makita ko yung reaction niya? Let's have Abby back. Then so it was interactive. So I was asking them, so what are your concerns now in your job? So parang mayroong rapport. Alam mo yung may isa, ganito yung pagkasabi. Actually, sir, that is why I took this, because there are some problems of mine dealing with people. I can see that they hate me, and sometimes sabi ko na, why were you saying that they hate you? I don't know, I can feel it, sir. Alam mo, nakita ko, yung mukha niya, hindi siya nag-i-smile. Right there and then, I told her, sabi ko, don't take this against me, but a quick reply to your concern, put some smile in your face. And I am very sure the people that you're working with will have a different reaction. Kaya na-recall ko yung sinabi mo, Abby. From 5 years old and up to now, you put smile to other faces. And that is actually your mission in life. Your mission in life.
Diba?
Yeah. Oo. Okay, ang haba. Ay, babalik ka rito kasi hindi pa tayo tapos. Ang dami pa akong tatanungin dito kasi ang nahaba yung babalik ka rito after 2 weeks, babalik ka rito. Let's have the first break and then we'll have
kulang talaga oras.
Let's have the second break and I'll still have a couple of questions with you. Let's have the second break. again, I would like to greet PP, past President Jimmy Isidro, Malu Bustos, and Richard Namuyak. Parang feel good tayo, good vibes. And also, I would like to greet our office mate before, Norma Oliman. Uh, she she was positive a month ago, but with our prayers, I'm one of the prayer warrior. She's now okay. Also to our POPs members, they were infected by the virus. Dean Gloria, they can see. She's now okay. So these are the positivities in life. You undergone a lot of problems, a lot of challenges in your life. You were infected by this pandemic, but with the grace of the Lord, with the people caring for you, you will be okay. So let's have Abby back. Abby, Abby, always a smile in your face. Tell us, how is Abby now?
Well, Abby now is strong. Abby now is fighting, but very strong. You know, lahat naman tayo, I guess, it's the warrior in us. Ngayon ang para tayong nasa survival mode ngayon lahat, Jessie. Sa totoo lang
Yes.
yan. Yung business is not the same, but it's still
Yes,
there,
sure.
still thriving, 'di ba? Pero you know, we are all praying that everything will go back to normal. But the truth is, this is it. I guess. I mean, even if we go back, this is going to be a big part of our future. You know, I can see that the mask will be there for a long time, and people will always be cautious for a long time. Pero now is more than ever spending time with family. Ngayon lumabas yung mga essential and non-essential. Ngayon ang essential pala yung pamilya, yung mga kaibigan, yung mga kahit ganong kalayo na pamilya. You have to express your love for them more than ever. Ito yon. Even in business, it will also help if you have a group or a community, now which I am lucky that I am part of BNI. O nga pala. So I have to mention, you know, being part of a community business is really important nowadays. Every Wednesday, we talk nothing but about business. Alam mo, tapos lahat naman may pinagdadaanan eh. Pero yung positivity na binibigay ng mga business owners sa isa't isa, that actually helps us thrive.
Okay. Can you share just a couple of positive emotions that you will have now that keeps you going? That you makes you feel good, look good.
I guess every day, you know. Kapag ka negative, ayoko nang kausap. Kapag ka positive, go yan. Diba? Parang kailangan, ito yun na yung, ano na to eh, self-preservation na rin, Jessie eh. Diba? Kung alam mo, yung nag-ring yung telepono, alam mo na problema and you don't want to deal with it, I think this is the time na you tell yourself na, okay, bukas ko na siya kakausapin pag may mas
Good.
Nako, pwede yun ngayon. Sa panahon na to, it's all about self-preservation. So you're gonna have to make sure na, you know, iiwanan mong feeling good parati yung sarili mo. And I've mentioned this a while ago, our happiness is our own responsibility. So we just have to make that happen.
I love that because sometimes we have that self-imposed stress. It's actually you who is stressing you out. I love your advice, Abby. You have the choice.
Yes.
Actually, what you just told us is your proactiveness, the choice to feel good. If anything actually will put some negative thoughts or negative activities in you, you try to choose to refuse it, and then enjoy life, and then you can just defer it for another day, the time that you're ready for it. I love that. Yes. Okay, Abby, time so promise me that you'll be back after 2 weeks.
I promise, Jessie. Our time is never enough.
Yes. Okay, can we have a parting message from you now? And thank you very much, Abby.
I'm just gonna have to say it again. Happiness is our own responsibility. It's all up to you if you want to do it. But I suggest that you do it because it's the only thing that we need right now. So stay safe, everyone, and keep smiling.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful guest today. A dear friend, Binibining Pilipinas, and number 11 Miss Universe, Abbygale Arenas-DeLeon, wife and mother of two kids, and also the wife of the famous photographer, June De Leon. So, how do you fare? How will you look good? Looking good is not just putting makeup. If you notice it, Abby has a training, has a course on putting on makeup, but we did not discuss it. What we discussed is actually you have to feel good so that you will look good. And are any other tips making you a whole person, a whole person. She has tips on those 88 ways, but aside from that, she gave us that it comes from your sense, your common sense that it will start from your trying to make yourself refuse anything that is negative, make yourself accept who you are so that you don't have any rancor, bitterness in your heart. Then you start to feel good, then you smile. What I love with our special guest, Abby, she's beautiful, she is fulfilled, she's having a comfortable life, but her feet is grounded, humble, and haven't you noticed she hasn't left Pampanga? She always mentioned that. And she always mentioned that she's a mother. So her being real, her being authentic, and finding what is good in that makes her look good. Okay, we still have a few minutes for the job fair. Can we have some announcement here? Because we still have from Wills Decena. For those who are watching, you can sponsor us and have your events or your vacancies announced here in the show. Um, can we have it now? Um, uh, anyway, while waiting for the announcements and job announcements, let me continue. Um, we have to do it. In the webinars that I do, in people that I talk with, looking good shows who you are at the moment. And looking good depends upon your feeling good. Okay, we have it now. They are loading it. Okay, so it depends upon your feeling good. Your looking good depends upon your feeling good. So we have here. They still are in need of project managers, quantity surveyor, geodetic engineers at Wells Design and Associates. We pollution control officers, heavy equipment managers. The problem now, continue announcing it. The problem, there are a lot of people uh, looking for jobs, but selection is actually a little bit tedious. It depends on your competency. And that is the first one, not your skills, not your knowledge. It depends on your attitude. I'm talking to a lot of uh, HR people. And then, yes, you can email your application to recruitment at Wales, WDAN, that is Wales Design and Associates Inc.com.ph. And there are also vacancies at Puzzlebox, and they're looking for an HR officer, graphic artist, and media buyers. And you can send your applications at career@puzzleboxinc.com. As I was mentioning, I also have webinars. There is one coming on October 1, conducting virtual competency-based interviews. It's only for 3 hours. And I have another one in PIMA. It's about assessing uh, learning and development, remote learning and development. Anyway, as I was mentioning, for people looking for jobs, It's your attitude. I will not mention the name, but yesterday I'm supposed to interview a member in an association, and there was some glitch in trying to set up the time. So we're supposed to meet at 11, and then I was trying to, I don't know if it is Messenger or if it is Zoom. So there was some time lapse. So he was asking me, so what time really are we going to have an interview? And I answer in a bit. And you know, he made a thumbs down. Don't do that. If you're courting a girl, if you're waiting for food in a restaurant, if you're applying, feel good. Don't show your negative side. I even don't know him yet, but it already showed his negative side. So that is what we know call look good and feel good. It doesn't mean that you are a binibining Pilipinas prospect for Miss Universe. Anyway, everybody is beautiful. And beauty actually depends on the eye of the beholder. But even if you are beautiful, even if you are with a number of letters at the end of your name, most especially if you're an HR and a learning and development person, you have to look good and feel good. And what we gathered from Abigail, it's not actually, it starts from you, but you have to project it to bring the smile. Just imagine we even haven't started the interview. I was already feeling low. I was already feeling bad because of a thumbs down. It is just like your smile. So, ladies and gentlemen, looking good is not actually your makeup, it's fake. It's not even the numbers that you graduated from UST Ateneo UP. You might not be doing it. It's not even staying in Alabang or in Corinthian. Looking good is really feeling good. And it starts from your inward. And you project it to the world, just like what Abby told us. Looking good is making other people feel good. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo. Just marvelous po.